Aloha Kailua-Kona resident. I'm Soraya Luternell, one of the best real estate agents right here in Kona, mainly focusing on second homes, luxury homes, and investment properties. And today I'm going to talk about the Kailua-Kona real estate market and how it did in September versus last year and previous months. Let's get right into it. So basically what we're doing today is we're just doing a quick overview of the market. Please subscribe to my channel, it really helps. We also have a lot of information about relocating to Hawaii, selling your properties, and a lot of property tours as well. But let's talk about Kailua-Kona single family homes specifically. So as you may know from reading the news and things like that, there was definitely a change in the inventory, and the inventory actually went up 20.4% in September. So the total inventory was around 295 homes that were for sale. The average sales price specifically in the zip code 96740 is $2.2 million, which is 10.55% higher than last year. Now that seems like a really high number and very abnormal for the area, but really what this means is that a lot of luxury homes sold in September versus non-luxury. Because when you look at the median home price in 96740, it was actually $1.485 thousand. Now the median home price is typically what is reported in a lot of articles and things like that. So 1.485 is still higher than the usual 1.299, which we typically see, but that is more in the range versus the 2.2 million. The average days on market was around 55 days, and the number of homes sold in September was actually 26 homes, and that is up 6% from the previous month. So that means that there's more interest, people are looking to purchase right here in Kona. Now, Kona condos are a little controversial of a topic right now, and you can see that the inventory actually went down 1.69% with 232 condos for sale. The average sales price for a condo was up 21.72% to $613,500. Now, there's not a big gap between sold condo price on the median versus average. The median sold condo was actually $544,000. And the average days on market for a condo is 53 days. The number of condos sold is 24, which is down 17.24%. Now, what this means is people are a little bit reluctant to sell condos because of all the controversies that they may see in the news. The other reason why is because the price, although it's up, so the luxury condos are selling for a little bit more, not much, as you can see, like median to average gap is only around $75,000. But overall, people are steering away from condos, it seems, because they are purchasing less of them. Well, before it was a very high commodity. Now, the average months of inventory in Kailua-Kona right now is 4.41. Now, what that means is when you're looking at the months of inventory, it gives you an indicator as far as whether it's a seller's market or a buyer's market. The 6 months mark is what creates the difference between a seller's market versus a buyer's market. If you're above 6 months, that's when you step into a buyer's market. So currently we are still in a seller's market, and you'll see later when I talk about the difference between the sold price versus asking price, that's where you can definitely know that we're still in the seller's market. So as you can see, technically we're still in a seller's market. The list price to sold price ratio is still 97.3%. So sellers can expect to sell their property roughly within a 3% of their asking price. Now that kind of makes sense because we've seen over time that pricing has been very stable, but because inventory is increasing and the properties for sale are sitting a little bit longer than they have been before, you can tell that there is a lot of concessions that can be made. So it kind of makes sense because you're looking at the pricing, it's been stable over the last couple months. And although the inventory is increasing, you can see that properties are sitting a little bit longer on the market. So there is room for buyers to actually get a few concessions out of that. Most of the time, these concessions will not be reflected in the ratio of sold price versus asking price, because those are just closing costs, credits, things of that nature. So if you're a seller, it's okay to do price reductions because we're still in a strong market where you will be able to sell your property. Okay, so the average price per square foot in Kailua-Kona specifically for residential properties, if you're in a $600,000 to $1 million range, you can expect right around $437 per square foot. If you're between 1 million and 1.5 million, that is around $683 per square foot. If you're between 1.5 million and $2 million price range, the average price per square foot is $752. If you're in between 2 million and 5 million, the average dollar per square foot is $1,009. If you're in the price range of 5 million to 10 million, then typically your average dollar per square foot is $2,414. Now, if you want a free home evaluation, we do those with no strings attached. You just give us a call and we'll evaluate your property real quick, and you can expect to have a full market analysis of your property within 24 hours. We'll just give you the information, no strings attached. Okay, so let's talk about interest rates. Now, as you know, I'm not a lender, I'm a real estate agent. These are just averages that you can find online. It all depends on who's approving you, your credit score, your income, all those types of things. But here is some information that can be helpful if you're just trying to do some calculations on your own. Now, it's the lowest rate that we've seen since February 2023. The experts are predicting that we're going to be in the low fives either by the end of the year or right around New Year's. And so what that means is we'll see a huge increase in buyer demand. And so the experts believe that we'll have more buyer activity and strong buyer demand once we hit 5%. So here's a table. If you're doing a 30-year term conventional fixed rate loan versus 20, 15, and 10 years. Here are 5 tips to sell your home if your home has been sitting on the market, because I know that is a big concern of sellers right now. So this will help you if your home's been sitting, or if you're thinking about selling your home soon, try to avoid all of these little issues. The first thing is you definitely want to get the price right, because we are in a kind of lower demand, but still in a seller's market. You want to definitely get the price right. If you don't get it right, what's going to end up happening is the buyers are going to look at your property once and look at the price, and then they'll never look at it again. They'll say, it's not worth that. I don't want to pay this much for this home. And as you do price reductions, the reality is they're probably not going to look at it as much. There's not going to be as many buyers looking at your properties as there were before. So it's very important to get your price right from the beginning, especially in today's market. The second thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that you are incentivizing commissions, specifically buyer's commissions. Now, I know there's a lot of misinformation right now about buyer's commissions and how all of that works, but what you need to know is that you always had the option and you still have the option. So you can not pay the buyer's commission. You can do something where you think about it depending on the offer. That is totally up to you, but we strongly encourage all of our sellers right now to do a buyer's agent commission credit, or to highly negotiate that. We can always negotiate it. We try not to advertise it, but we try to tell people that there will be some type of concession. The third thing is that you just want to get an offer. If you're a seller, you just want to get an offer, because right now there's not a lot of offers that have been extended out, and we can always negotiate it. So the best thing to do is just get an offer. As you saw, it's very difficult right now in today's market to incentivize buyers to make an offer. So if you get one, we can always negotiate the terms rather than dismiss the offer. We don't want to do that. If a buyer wants to buy, the seller wants to sell, we can figure this out and get to the point where we negotiate something where everyone will be in agreement for that. The fourth thing that you want to do, definitely one of the most important things, is you want to keep your home available. You want to do everything in your power to make it available if a buyer wants to see it, especially at the beginning, right when you list your property. That is when you will have the most amount of showings. And also, compared to last year, we have way less showings than we used to do. So we want to make sure that we capitalize on every single interest that we get in your property. The fifth thing that you want to do is you want to get your home serviced. So what I mean by that is you want to make sure that everything in your house has been serviced and is ready to go. The HVAC, the AC, the roof, the plumbing, the appliances, landscaping, garage doors, all those things. You want to make sure that it's all fixed or looks really nice before we list the property, so you have less chances of falling out of escrow. So if you do go under contract, the essence is that it's not going to go out of contract because of one of those little things that's very easy to fix. Sometimes buyers freak out because they haven't had certain things serviced through the seller. And so they start to think about, okay, well, if this seller didn't take care of this huge item and did the regular maintenance on it, what else haven't they done? And do I really want to take over that type of work and make up for all those years of lack of service? So we definitely want to take care of those so that we don't give any incentive for a buyer to leave and exit the escrow. So there you go, that's the market update for Kailua-Kona for September 2024. So feel free to contact me if you have any questions. I'm Soraya Latournell at eXp Realty. We'll see you next time for the next real estate market for Kailua-Kona. Aloha!